Hey everybody, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading today specifically for the new moon in Pisces, which is taking place on February 23rd, 2020. Sorry if my throat's a little raspy. We're just going to sit and kind of take a look at collectively what this new moon is all about, especially since it is taking place during a retrograde period. You know, there are some people out there who request that, you know, you don't do any rituals or anything like that during retrograde periods, which I'm not quite sure if I believe in that. I'm one of these people where it's like, you can do one or two things. You can let something absolutely terrify you from doing what is in your normal schedule or how you normally do things. Or you can just do that. I mean, yes, can I go ahead and say that I've already felt affected by this retrograde period? Absolutely. But I think it's from a place of experiencing more of the nostalgic aspects and the emotional, the really deep emotional aspects. And it's pretty intense. Like, you know, last night I think I went scrolling through like 4 or 5 years of images, and there was something about it that affected me very deeply, and kind of wishing that some of those things could be resurrected. But there's also this understanding that, you know, things were the way that they were at that time for a reason, and things have changed for a reason as well. And so it's just got to hold on. And I feel like this new moon really is about planting seeds of emotional hope and emotional value and creative value. And tonight, or well, it is the 22nd right now, but tonight or tomorrow, I would really utilize that time to get in touch with emotionally where you desire to be at, or where you are wanting to just what dreams are you desiring to make happen. And I'm sorry if I sound like I don't make any sense right now, because there is a part of me that feels very, like, I don't want to say disconnected from the way that I'm speaking, but there is a part of me that's kind of having an issue with some words right now. But we're going to get through it anyways. We are going to get through it anyways. I'm sure once I actually get the cards in motion, things will be a little more clear in my speech. So that being said, I hope everybody has a beautiful new moon in Pisces. Let's get started and see collectively what this energy is all about. What we need to work on and what it can bring into our lives if we do the work. So show me what's happening for the collective for the new moon in Pisces, please. Beautiful. I love that this came up. I really hope we get the artist. So there's 2 additional cards in the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. One of them is this card. It's known as the Well. It comes after the World. And then the artist is the one that comes after the Well, in between the World and the Fool. So I really hope we get artist, or the artist, because to me, when I look at that card, I see Pisces vibes all the way. It really is something about a visionary. But for the Well, to me, this is kind of about a little bit of ritual, right? Or a little bit of conjuring, a little bit of looking out into the expanse and setting the stage for what it is that you're going to be creating. Sometimes it can be about wish fulfillment. It can be about sitting down and really like putting that wish forward into the earth and really grounding it and hoping that somehow it comes back to you. But there's also this sense of waiting. So I feel like some of you may be waiting for something during this time period. Or you might be wishing for something or hoping that you get wish fulfillment for something you've been waiting on for a long time. Let's see what's... Okay. The 9 of Cards was laying up on my leg. So yeah, it's about wish fulfillment. So let's see what the block is right now, or what may need to be worked through during this time period. Yeah, we have the Fool. So I think that there's some hesitancy around whatever the new beginning is that you might be dreaming of or hopeful for. Or maybe it just doesn't feel like it's the right time to take those steps and to really take the plunge into something. It's more of a feeling of having to wait something out. or to see if you can even see a hint of something coming over the horizon for you. So what's happening in the subconscious here for the collective? Okay. The Empress. So collectively, a lot of you may have been working on a lot of self-care, self-love, self-esteem issues. You also might be touching base on if there are issues around women, or there's issues around the mother, or ideas of embodying that energy more into your life. But there's something here about creation. I feel like too, though, I want to say co-creation really bad. It's like you've seen and you've understood that you have the ability to create things for yourself, but now I think that there's this really interesting longing. And when I say longing, I don't mean it's like a obsession or, you know, an overwhelming desire, but it just feels like in this heart space that there's this interesting longing about co-creation with someone or something. It could be wanting to co-create with others on a project. It could be wanting to co-create in terms of making a family. It could be co-creation in, you know, building your castle, or wherever it is that you lay your head at night. It could be co-creation within anything. So take it as it applies for you. Show me what's happened in the recent past for the collective that they have worked through. Seven of Swords energy. So there could have been a lot of deceitful energy around you, or you were having to deal with confusion around maybe not all the information being made readily available to you. You could also be dealing with people who did this. And this can also be an aspect of you possibly either lying to yourself or keeping yourself stuck in a situation where quite possibly maybe you didn't believe that you could ever be in this energy, which is the energy of the Empress. Maybe there was a part of you that was telling you nothing could ever happen for you, or nothing was ever going to play out the way that you could have sensed it or expected it prior. I really feel like the High Priestess is going to come up at some point for the collective in terms of like far-reaching vision. Might even be clarifying the Seven of Swords here. So what is happening in the higher sector for the collective here? What is happening in the higher sector? We have the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, you might be doing some fine-tuning in what it is that you're wishing or desiring for. You might be having to look at some things right now, or you have been during this time period, and going, like, is this really working for me anymore? Do I need to let it go? Is it going to harm the future of what it is that I'm building if I allow it to stay in my energy or in my life or in this project or in this group? What can we do about this? And I think you're having to get pretty real with yourself in terms of making these decisions. But I feel like too, there's a part of you that's like, you're having to allow your heart and your head to rule the same space in order to make this decision. Because I do feel like intuitively there are some things that you may have not seen play out yet that you know are meant to play out in the future, but at the same time you're having to kind of come to terms with something in yourself as far as how much you'll allow that thing to be interplaying in your life while this is going on. Like if it's something that needs to sort itself out on its own and it needs to be disconnected from you, you might be choosing to do that. Because there is a part of you that just so badly has something within the core of your very being that you're wanting to bring to life. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. I think a lot of you out there are really wanting long-term stability and success within a situation, maybe even a family. If you're dealing with legal issues, you could be hoping that there's a positive payout in the end for you. You could also be dealing with if you're having to let go of people, places, or things that have either physically passed from your life or somehow become disconnected from you. I think there's a way that you're trying to reconcile with everything that's happened and understanding that not everything is one person's fault. We all have a part to play in the things that happen in our lives. And at some point you really have to kind of use this aspect of unconditional love to see through that lens, to understand that everybody has a part to play. And you can't just blame one specific person, right? There's always people. We're all accountable. We are all accountable for our actions. We're accountable for what we say, for what we do. We're accountable for allowing certain things to play in our lives, or we're accountable for not saying something when we should have. What's happening in the near future here for the collective in regards to this Pisces new moon? 10 of Pentacles again. You guys saw how long I've been shuffling. So yeah, I think there's a very positive, very successful outcome in regards to whatever you'll be doing with this new moon energy. Show me what's happening emotionally for the collective. What's going on emotionally? We have the Page of Cups, so there's a lot of creativity here. There could be a lot of wanting to communicate emotionally. But I feel like too, it's almost as if it feels very in and out. It feels very, you know, maybe shooting a little message here or there, or flipping through or reminiscing through photos, or finding items within the household that are conjuring up these memories and kind of making you want to express something that maybe you hadn't seen or recognized before. Because with the Page, it's a very new take on an emotion. It's a very new feeling. When I see this card, it reminds me of the way children experience emotions for the first time. They're not quite sure what's going on and they don't understand what's happening, so they have to explore it. And that's what's happening here. I feel like emotionally, a lot of you guys are exploring new emotions, either surrounding old things or even surrounding things that haven't even happened yet. Maybe these are the emotions surrounding the dreams that you're wanting to, you know, make happen or make become a reality. Let's pull 2 more cards here for the emotional sector, please. 5 of Pentacles. A lot of you could feel left out in the cold, abandoned, either unloved, unwanted, definitely not seen, not heard, not recognized, not acknowledged. So there could be feelings here of totally being left out of something, or just being very, very afraid. I feel like there's a lot of fear here in this card, and I feel like you might be exploring those emotions of fear. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So there also could be this feeling of something coming at you very fast. You could feel emotionally overwhelmed. Let me back up for a second. Help is on the way. Let me be very clear about that. Help is on the way. Normally, I look at the 8 of Wands as a totally different energy, but for some reason with this card pairing, it literally was like I heard the phrase help is on the way. I don't think you're going to be in this energy for very long. I think that there's either communication coming in or some form of an opportunity in terms of forward movement. There's an energy coming in that's going to pick you up and it's going to help move you forward out of this energy. So let's see what's happening around you. What is happening around you? Queen of Cups. There are other people around you that are definitely way more in their emotional sector than you are. These people, this person, whoever this is, could actually be feeling your emotions, or they could have the ability to understand how to help you navigate them in a way that's a little more grounded, just a little bit, a little more mature. This could be, I mean, it could be a very emotional person. It could be somebody who is quite understanding of emotions. Someone who's definitely had their fair share of experience. We have the Hanged Man. They could also be feeling stuck as well. Maybe that's how they got so good at understanding emotions, was the fact that they constantly kept themselves stuck in them until they figured them out. Because this pairing to me reminds me of something that takes a really long time to understand emotionally. But once you do understand emotionally, it has such a massive amount of wealth attached to it in terms of like spiritually, emotionally, mentally. This is a lot of cards, but I'm going to take them. So we have the Tower paired with that. There could be a lot going on in someone else's life. King of Pentacles, something that's challenging their security. It's really asking them to step into that energy. It's almost like there's no more time to live in the world of your emotions, whether that be through escapism, whether it just be getting lost in them or getting stuck. What is happening now is it's almost as if there are things happening to this situation, this individual, whatever it is, that's pushing them into the energy of responsibility. Page of Wands in reverse. I think they're quite fearful of this direction, though. There's a little bit of trepidation about how to move forward in this for whatever's happening around you. I don't think they can see it yet. I don't think anybody can see it yet. I don't think anybody can see the way forward yet, and I think that's where there's a lot of fear and trepidation. So let's look at the hopes and fears here for the new moon in Pisces. Yeah. Four of Pentacles, that's holding on to the last bit of whatever it is that you have. We have the Two of Wands, that's having to make a choice or a decision moving forward. And the Six of Swords is moving forward. So there could be some fear. Oh yeah, it's definitely moving through a lot of emotions. Everybody's moving through a lot of emotions right now with the Six of Cups in reverse. That's heavy nostalgia. That's kind of, you know, feeling sad or feeling like you have to let go of something, but you don't have to let it go. It's just one of those things where it's really asking yourself, like, what do you need right in this moment right now to help you move through this? It's not necessarily about fully having to detach from something unless it is super toxic and unhealthy and it really weighs you down and brings you down. Then by all means, please create some form of like a wall or a blockade against that at this time as you're working through this, at least as you're working through this. Because I feel like you need a lot more strength and a lot more energy if you are dealing with something like that. But yeah, I think there's just a little bit of fear of how to move forward right now, or it's almost as if you can't see the happy ending. But it's there, and I really want you to utilize, honestly, the magic of this new moon. This very dreamy, very creative energy. I feel like it's the time to really dive into how that looks and how that feels, and using those emotions and those feelings to create the next steps of your reality. Let's see the final outcome here and advice for the new moon in Pisces. We have the Knight of Cups, so that's moving forward towards what it is that your heart desires. It's taking those dreams and either sharing them with others or co-creating with others or meeting others. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. I do feel like there's, oh yeah, and Three of Cups. If you are experiencing feelings of wanting to escape from something, because there's a lot of conflicting energy here, I would be careful, because there's like this caution sign here where it's almost asking you to make sure that whatever it is that you're moving forward with in terms of like your heart space or your emotional center, you need to be really grounded with that. I also feel like there's three people here, because there's the Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So, and the Three of Cups. So it's almost like maybe all of these energies are needing to come together to create a successful outcome. Whether it's three people, whether it's three aspects of yourself that you need to kind of like work in tandem with, there's something here about really, really, really needing to utilize that energy. It's almost like you need to be moving forward with your heart, staying grounded in reality, but also making sure that you're so mentally aware that your reaction time is on point. Because it almost feels like you're going to have to just grab onto the opportunity when it's right in front of you. You can't juggle it. Let's pull one more card here for the final outcome. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So that is something new, something stable, something that can be built upon with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom. You will be successful and you will be able to maintain and feel a certain level of financial independence, or just strength and independence in general when moving towards this next direction or this next step. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Utilize this passionate, fiery energy to get things done right now. Dreaming is one thing, but doing is another. I feel like dreaming is beautiful, dreaming is great, but if you don't have the actions to create that reality, don't expect it if it doesn't like show up, right? So yeah, just get balanced, go with the flow. And don't block out your prosperity that's coming in, because I feel like when I say that there's some help happening here, I do feel like there's a certain level of prosperity that's going to be happening. Let's clarify the well here. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So right now I think a lot of you are just craving stability in something, whether it's independence, whether it is really seeing the fruits of your labor for everything that you've given in the past. There's something here of wanting to have that. It's okay for you to have one foot in the past and one foot in the future. It's okay. Like, I feel like you're having to use the energy of both sides right now to get through something. And with the Magician, just keep creating. There's this whole thing of co-creation coming in here. You have people around you that can help you achieve the goal that you desire. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords. Yeah, and with the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you might be working through some issues or some elements of, you know, shining clarity in the past on, you know, maybe ways in which you didn't commit yourself properly, or maybe in ways where if you just would have committed to X, Y, and Z, things would have been different. You might also be working through feelings of never being able to achieve something when you can. And I think you had a lot of clarity on that, or you're still in the process of finding that clarity. We have the Six of Pentacles paired with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles to clarify that. So there is this essence of you kind of maybe having to divide things up, maybe having to give some stuff away. But that could be physically, that could be energetically, that could be emotionally. There's something here about having to divvy things up. But keep what is most valuable to you for yourself. So it's like, okay, let's put some stuff on the back burner. Let's put some stuff over here to like think about and look at. And then I'm going to, the one thing that I need to be focusing on, I'm going to focus on wholeheartedly. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Chariot and the Four of Wands. So that it could possibly be relocation. It could possibly be finding a new home. It could possibly be moving forward towards some form of a celebratory experience, especially with the Ten of Pentacles with that. It could be somebody coming home. But either way, it's this form of creating and establishing a union, which has been, it's part of the whole co-creation thing, right? Like it's multiple energies coming together to celebrate an experience or to celebrate an achievement. Let's clarify the Page of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. There's a shit ton of cards. Let's clarify the Page of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to take what, let's see. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the, so many fours. Four of Swords in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, please understand that something's going to be coming in and it's going to be changing things up really fast. I think this is the time to allow change to happen. This change is going to be setting you up for your next level, or for whatever it is that you're really putting secure foundation into. This is setting you up for that. So whatever's happening, it's going to help you get out of that Five of Pentacles energy, and you may have to stick in that energy for a little bit, but not for long. Over the course of the next 8 days to 8 weeks, you're going to see a lot of changes happening rapidly in your life, especially surrounding possible seeds that you may plant during this new moon experience. I see a lot of coming together. I see a lot of forgiveness. I see the energy of no longer waiting around for things to change and actually implementing change into the environment or into the situation. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man. We have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, there could have been somebody in the environment that just spent way too much time juggling, or way too much time, you know, weighing the pros and cons of something. Let's see the Tower, the King of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands in reverse. We have the Hermit, so there is a need for solitude and seclusion to find wisdom on how to obtain what it is that they seek. How can I get more grounded, or how can I save up more, or what can I do with my finances to make this situation better? How can I become more successful? It's about really figuring out how to do that. And with the Three of Wands in reverse, there's still some fear and some trepidation on how that's going to show up. But don't be afraid. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords, so there could be some communication coming in to help make these decisions, or there could be, you know, communication within a group setting. Let's clarify the Three of Cups and the Knight of Swords. We have the Hangman once again and the Page of Pentacles. And then let's clarify the Page of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. So yeah, you're going towards your happiness, and you're going to be making some really solid decisions in the near future to really help implement this plan into action. And you will have the help of others to do this as well. There's a lot of supportive, helpful energy here. So whatever you're doing for this new moon, always remember that you don't have to do it alone, and you're not always last in line. I think this is really about reconnecting and connecting to people who have always been very supportive for you, maybe even if there has been some disconnect there. I also think this is just about reconnecting in general with the past to really help you figure out what's going on in the present and what you want your future to look like. So utilize this energy, guys. Like, really utilize this energy for this new moon to get things done and to really plant those seeds for the dreams that you have. Because there's something here that feels very, very powerful around that. Let's pull one clarifier card here for the whole reading. Yeah. We have Magical Map Shifter. So this is very Magician energy to me, but it's also almost as if you took the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and Temperance. A little bit of Nine of Cups energy I feel when I have this card. So this really is about using creation, using your imagination, using your dreams, and using your creativity to maximize your potential. You can change things at any moment. That's just what I want to tell you. I feel like I have to tell you that. You can change things at any moment here. And then we have intention. You just have to check your intention. What do you want? Why do you want it? And is it what's best for you? And then we have home underneath that in the reverse. So there could be issues around the home right now. We have cleaning house as well. And magic prayer. So yeah, put your intention out into the ethers tonight. Whatever it is that you believe in. Put that intention out there and really make sure that your intention's in a good place. Because I feel like right now you really need to be prepared to set up the foundation of the next chapter of your life. And it's going to be a beautiful and amazing thing. So thank you for joining me here for this New Moon in Pisces reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like a personal reading, all my contact info is in the description box below. I also have like a little donation button if you would like to donate to help keep this channel up and going. And if not, that's okay too. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.